national histories of Afghanistan have no history before 1747. Why? Because there's no Pashtuns. The Pashtuns since 1747 have claimed we have a right to rule Afghanistan. It's Afghanistan, land of the Afghans, so we're the dominant group. But name me a Pashtun dynasty before 1747. Name me a Pashtun sultan, emir, whatever. Zero. Okay? They're not there. They are Persians. They are Turks. They are Mongolians. All people that are in Afghanistan today, at one point, actually were elements of a ruling minority that took control of the state. But their control of the state was dynastic because rulers did not see themselves as representatives of people. They were representatives of a royal house. And they did as much damage to their own people who might challenge that as they did to other people. Even Emir Abdurrahman, right? We focus on the horrible things he did to the Hazarajat, but before he did that to the Hazarajat, he went after the Ghilzais. He even used some Hazara troops down there. He went after them until he had crushed them. And then he turns around and said, all right, I'll give you land from the Hazarajat. He switches. But the one thing, he was not fighting in the name of Pashtuns. He was fighting in the name of himself. He was using ethnicity. He was using regions as tools. But he still had this old dynastic way of looking at it. And you talked about disputes between rival dynasties in Afghanistan. If we look at the civil wars, they're almost entirely among relatives. That a civil war in 19th century Afghanistan never involved many people, regular people. It involved members of the dynasty. British invasions, First and Second Anglo War, yeah, they do involve the mobilization of a lot of people, particularly in rural areas. But political histories focus on challenges between the descendants of Dost Muhammad or the Sadozais versus the Barakzais. But if you look at that, those are two small clans that fight for dominance. And everybody else sits to see, okay, who's going to win? And once they win, we'll establish a relationship with them. And that's a pre-modern way of looking at politics. And in the modern period, people take that and say, oh, these are the founders of the nation. You know, that Ahmad Shah Durrani becomes Baba, you know, the founder of Afghanistan. No, he was the founder of a dynasty, and all the territory that he had, he did not conquer it himself. He inherited after his patron, Nader Shah Afshar, an Iranian Turk, died, was assassinated. And he took over the eastern half of the empire. Great empire, but it's not one that the Pashtuns captured or conquered. They were, it's like you inherit a great fortune and you declare yourself an entrepreneur.